going on, Washington Football Nation? It's your boy Rio, and we're back with another episode of Rambling About Washington. I got my guy today, the man, the myth, the legend of the Washington football team YouTube community, my guy Louis T. What's going on, big dog?
What's going on with you, Rio, man? Good to be here. Thank you for allowing me to bless the program. And 3 in a row, baby. Let's go.
Hell yeah, man. 3 in a row. Like before the bye week, there was a lot of doom and gloom.
Yes.
Pitchforks were starting to come out, and at least to the fan base, Ron's seat was starting to warm up, which is probably not factual at all.
Yeah,
What's the current status, and what exactly is Ron's plan?
So, I've been trying to convey what Ron's plan has been all about since, Ron got here. And, Ron made it abundantly clear that this is going to take a while. But, last year, and I've said this numerous times, that the worst thing that happened, it was the best thing, but it was also the worst thing that happened to Ron was winning the division because it was so bad. It then heightened expectations going into this, season that we're in.
Facts.
And so what happened is you took a, culture changing, reshaping, rebuild that was supposed to take 3-4 years, and you fast tracked it to 2 years. That's how the fans viewed it. Ron, in his mind, he was still like, hey, we're a little ahead of schedule, but, we still don't expect to be where we ultimately want to be. That won't come for another year or two down the road. But fans weren't trying to hear that. You do what we did defensively last year. You win the division. You almost beat Tampa. And I think us going toe-to-toe with Tampa was grossly overstated last season.
Yeah.
I mean, people tried to make that seem like we played Tampa the toughest. New Orleans was actually winning in the fourth quarter. Green Bay actually had a chance to take the lead 3 different times in the fourth quarter. Right. We never had the ball with a chance to take the lead. So, but we did play them well, and they were missing their best defensive player, but that's nor here nor there. What that did was it furthered people's excitement and expectation. And then you got, of course, the offseason, Curtis Samuel, William Jackson III, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Oh, our quarterback position was so bad. It can't get any worse. Fitzpatrick's going to come in here and make it all better. Now you got a number 2 receiver next to Terry. We saw Antonio Gibson take off in his rookie year. He's going to be even better. Logan Thomas year 2. Jack Del Rio's defensive scheme year 2. Chase Young, oh my God, year 2. He gets the sack on Cam Newton. We all lose our minds. He's going to have 20 sacks this year. So everything was crazy. It was the perfect melting pot for this fan base to be super disappointed when we come out of the gates the way that we did. And I tried to convey to them all offseason, this is not what you think it's going to be. Like, temper your expectations. Ron's plan is all about getting younger. He said when he got here, one of his biggest mistakes in Carolina is that he stuck with veteran players too long and they got old overnight. And by the time he realized it was too late. And he said, I want younger guys. I want cheaper guys. I want my veteran players to be year 4, like Terry, year 5 guys like Jonathan Allen. Those are my veterans. I don't want, now you're going to have, the John Bostics of the world, and you're going to have some guys on the roster that, represent some veteran influence, right? Like a Landon Collins. But for the most part, you want this locker room to be full of Sam Cosmes and Cam Curls. So that's why you move on from a Morgan Moses. That's why you move on from a Ryan Kerrigan, so that you have space for Shaka Toney to play, so that you have space for Casey Toohill and James Smith-Williams to get snaps. He said he wanted to get younger. So in order to have these guys ready to win whenever we get the quarterback, maybe that guy's on the roster already, we don't know, or you feel like we've now gone through enough of the hardships to now hit the ground running. You want those young guys to already have experience. So the only way they're going to get that is if you play them. When you play young guys, you're going to have growing pains. It's inevitable. You can't avoid that. So to see what Ron has done, to watch some of these young players come of age, to have all of the things transpire the way that they did. Ron's plan is all about getting the young guys on the field, changing the culture. Ron, you've heard them say this numerous times. Like, a lot of the stuff that's going on here, we got nothing to do with. Like the whole sexual harassment, like, nothing. Like, that was before we got here, but we still are dealing with the backlash of it. The name, all that stuff, we got nothing to do with that. But those are all things he's had to deal with. But he's done it in a way that it is, has allowed us as fans to be proud of the product they're putting on the field, proud of the product that they're putting out there for mass consumption for those who aren't fans. So those around the league looking from the outside looking in, they're seeing a much better Washington football team organization, represented by Ron Rivera. He's coach-centric, right? So he's the guy, he's the jury, he's the judge, he's the executioner, he's running the show.
He wears all the hats.
So, all the hats, right? He's hired his own front office. He's gotten rid of out with the old, in with the new. So his plan is essentially to turn this into an image that he has created, and he wants to change this culture, change the way people perceive Washington, change how this roster looks, change how this team plays. You can see we're starting to get to a much more physical brand of football, right? Now we're running a football, we're winning time.
We got a fullback.
And look, man, we got some of everything. Things that we didn't think we had. We've got, because I've talked about this offensive line as being a finesse offensive line. Well, that's not what they've been the last 3 weeks. So Ron's plan essentially is getting young, changing the culture, and winning while trying to do all of those things at the same time.
Oh, yeah. See, and I couldn't have articulated any of that any better. That's why Louis T has written the book and speaks the gospel of Ron's plan on his channel, because Ron's plan, like themes that I see coming from Ron, is stay the course, be patient, and stay the course. And like, while us fans, the fan thing to do, that's why they call us fanatics, is we want to set the building on fire every time shit does not go our way. But they're just waiting around and righting the ship. And the bye week came at the most opportune time, coming after that horrible Halloween Denver game. And they look like a completely different team. It looks like they actually believe what the coaches are telling them, and the coaches have actually made adjustments, which I'm not used to here. And I can appreciate how professional this outfit is right now. What about the play over the last 3 weeks has impressed you the most?
So I always harken back to the Green Bay game. I thought this turnaround started in Green Bay 2 weeks prior to the bye. I thought we played well enough to beat the Packers. They're right now the second best team in the NFC. And I thought we went toe to toe with them. I mean, we were 0 of 5. We did not punt a single time. We went 0 of 5 in the red zone. Like, that's so hard to do in this league. You know what I mean?
Hard.
And when I say 0 of 5, that usually means, okay, you kicked, 3 or 4 field goals. You may have went for it once, you may have turned it over. We scored 0 points on those 5 trips into the red zone. How hard is that to do? Block kicks, interception, fumble. We did it all in that game. A called back touchdown that should have been a touchdown. So to only lose that game 24-10, I thought the defense actually played well. I thought the offense, like you said, did not punt, moved the football up and down the field on Green Bay's defense. I felt like it started that week. Then the next week, I thought we played well enough defensively to beat Denver. That's not hard to do. Denver's offense isn't all that great. But still, we went out there, and I thought we gave ourselves a chance. But we didn't make plays. We didn't take advantage of opportunities. Bobby McCain had a dropped interception, another couple of block kicks, things of that nature. And so we lose that game, and you're feeling kind of just like hopeless. Like, okay, this season's done. Let's start looking at quarterbacks for next year's draft. It kind of felt like 2012 when Mike Shanahan stepped to the podium and said, all right, we're evaluating players for next year. And Robert Griffin III says, wait a minute, we're not evaluating anything for next year. We're trying to win these last, 6 games or, 7 games. Yeah. And that's what they did. We were kind of evaluating players for next year. And the team and Ron and company had other ideas. I never imagined us beating Tampa Bay. That was the one where I said, we could beat Carolina. We could beat Seattle. I didn't think we could beat Tampa Bay. And that started all of this in terms of the confidence. Now, the play on the field started in Green Bay, but in order to instill confidence, you have to win. And that's what happened against Tampa, and it bled over into Carolina. And now you see a team now that believes in these moments, we're going to make the plays that ultimately decide the game in our favor. Just like, okay, you give up. How many times have we seen in the past, Rio, that touchdown pass breaks our back? The 2-point conversion is converted. We go to overtime. We lose the game. I can think of a Saints game a couple of years ago. We're teetering on trying to hang in there. Chris Thompson breaks his ankle. We're up 14 with like a minute and some change.
3 minutes left.
and Drew Brees kills us. Touchdown, gets the ball back, touchdown again, go to overtime, they beat us. And
that hurt.
We've seen that happen so many times here in Washington. For them to be resilient enough to say, okay, gave up the touchdown, but they're not getting this too, that's huge. And that's a different mindset with this team to go out and make that play and preserve the victory. And so the biggest thing that I've seen really with this team is confidence. Is like they expect to go out and get it done. They're not hoping for the other team to make a mistake. They're not hoping that they can find a way to convert on 3rd and 7. They expect to convert on 3rd and 7. They expect to put together an 8-9 minute drive at the end of the game when you're looking to get the football back. They expect to be able to win time of possession. They expect to do the things that winning teams do. We weren't expecting to do those things. We were hoping to do those things earlier this season. Obviously, the defense is playing better. The offense is running the football, winning time of possession, keeping the defense fresh and off the field. All those things are easy to see and quantifiable. The thing that I feel like is not quantifiable, but I think is the most really prevalent, is the confidence. These guys believe, they expect to go out there and win. It's a different air about this team since the bye week and really since that Tampa Bay game. And hopefully we ride that confidence. And I've said this before, it's a beautiful, vicious, flavor, delicious cycle. When you win, you get confidence. When you get confidence, you win, and you just repeat it over and over again. It's cyclical, and that's where we are right now. And I just want to keep it going.
Hell yeah, it just becomes innate to you to just keep that same momentum going. And like you were saying, we were through my entire life, one event, one really negative play call, something of the sort that just unlocks a slippery slope of events that we never come out of. And we just unravel slowly over the duration of the game. Versus Tampa, when Mike Evans caught that touchdown in the fourth, it felt like in the stadium, you could feel it. Like it felt like there was a silence amongst the fans where it was like, I've been here before. I know what's coming next. Here we go again. And then, hell yeah. It's a deja vu. And all of a sudden we do this beautiful smash mouth throwback of a drive where we take the rest of the fourth quarter and then we go for the jugular at the end. Carolina, they come out and score first. It's a playoff-like atmosphere with the reuniting with the reunion of Cam Newton. Antonio Gibson turns it over on their side of the field. We come back from it. Seattle game, like you said, Tyler Lockett at the end, the 2-point conversion, the onside kick, like it's always Washington things, like things that I feel like that blocked extra point at the end of the first half, and we lost Joey Slye. That only happens here, it feels like. I don't see this type of thing happen anywhere else. But the fact that I'm finally able to see us put some of these monkeys behind us and we can win on Monday night. We never win on Monday night. Like
I didn't realize it's been since 2012. I didn't realize it'd been that long. Wow.
It's been like historic. Like we've won 5 of our last 28 Monday night appearances, and then we lost 9 in a row. I don't care what the score is. I don't need style points. They're winning games, and
that's right.
They wanna ease this fan transition into whatever the new name and identity is. The best way to do that is to end the season named back-to-back playoff contender, back-to-back division winner, and the fans we will come around to whatever they name it.
That's right.
Well, yeah. So we got Vegas coming up in a game where I'd say if we can afford to lose one out of these last 6, it's this one because it's an AFC team. I don't want to lose this game. I think we can beat this team. But we got a divisional gauntlet coming up after the Vegas game. What's your outlook going into these final 6?
You just hit it right on the head, the nail right on the head. Like, obviously don't want to lose, want to keep the momentum going, but it's an AFC opponent. Doesn't count against your divisional record, which, as you can see, the NFC wild card is crazy right now, and everyone's kind of jockeying and vying for positioning. So the conference record is what's winning us out right now, is the reason we're holding on to the 7th seed. Technically, you look at New Orleans, they beat us head to head, but because we have a better conference record than them, that's why we sit at number 7 right now. But to your point, these last 6 games are huge. I think my message to the fan base is going to be over these next couple of days is don't overlook this game trying to get to the 5 divisional games. Let's take care of this game first. It's a quick turnaround. It's not your normal week. You played on a Monday, you turn around and boom, you're back at practice on Wednesday. A lot of guys got banged up on the game on Monday. So don't overlook this game. Don't be so hasty to get to the division games that you allow one to slip through your wickets. The momentum is building. It's real. Keep it going. Find a way to beat a Raiders team that they got themselves a big win, but they're still not a good football team. Find a way to beat the Raiders on Sunday, and then we can worry about the division games. And it's one at a time. That's been the mantra. That's been the motto with this win streak, is one at a time. Don't start looking ahead. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's Vegas. Find a way to win that game. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be gritty and, most importantly, a dub. And then come back home, and then you start this hellacious stretch of divisional games where you're going to play Dallas twice in 3 weeks, Philadelphia twice in 3 weeks, and then finish up with the Giants. And, the crazy part about it is 3 out of those 5 division games are on the road. So, we're not going to have a lot of home cooking left, okay? 4 out of our final 6 games are on the road, including this Vegas trip. You get Dallas, then you're on the road at Philadelphia, then you're back on the road for Dallas, then you're home for Philadelphia, or excuse me, you're on the road for Philadelphia, then you're back on the road for Dallas, back home for Philadelphia, then back on the road for the Giants. So we're going to have to find a way to navigate this stretch, but it starts with going to Vegas and finding a way to get it done. And everything we want is right in front of us. You know what I'm saying? Like the division, we control. I don't like the whole control your own destiny, because destiny is something that's already predetermined. We can control the outcome of our season, and everything we want is right in front of us. We play Dallas twice. No matter what they do tonight, no matter what happens, we play them twice. If they're only 2 games ahead of us, right? So we play, and they still got some tough games on their schedule, including Arizona. You know what I'm saying? Later on in the season, we've got them twice. We've got Philadelphia twice. We've got the Giants. We got everything we want. If we want to defend what's ours, here you go. You've put yourself in a position. Didn't seem like we were going to be here a month ago at all, but we've put ourselves in a position to defend what's rightfully ours. And until somebody takes it from us, don't forget, we're the NFC East defending champions.
Goddamn right. And on that note, man, I'm ready to run through a wall. I'm ready to suit up for them, man. I'm pretty sure they can find a spot for us, man. Coach Lou got me ready to step in the game and play some backer or something. But I appreciate you coming on with me. I got one more thing before you go. You've been in this content creation game for a while. What's the best advice you can give to someone like myself or anyone who's willing to open themselves up for criticism and open themselves up for the growth and process that is creating your own brand and building a community and listenership?
There's so many different things that go into this. You got to have the grind. You got to have that you have to have a spirit that perseveres, because it's not easy. There'll be times where you do a video and you're like, man, this shit is fire. I'm about to put this out. And you expecting a massive turnout for this video in response. And then you like, what the hell, man? And you've got to be able to pick yourself up off the canvas after, situations like that, and continue to stay the course. Like, you're going to have a lot more of those than you will, successful ones. Every now and again, you'll hit a home run. You put this video out, you really weren't expecting anything, and boom. That one gets 3,000 views. You're like, whoa, wasn't expecting that. And then the one that you put all this time and effort into, you put that out, and that thing gets, 200 views. And you're like, what the hell, man? Like, and it can be frustrating. But I would tell anyone that really wants this that it's not easy. It's a lot of work. It's almost, you're like an offensive lineman in this thing. It's pretty thankless. You're going to put in a ton of work. No one's going to see what you're doing behind the scenes. No one's going to see, some of the sleepless nights or late nights where you're trying to put this content together to put it out. And you're not always going to be rewarded, and you're not always going to be praised for what you do. And so you've got to be willing to, still go just as hard, even though, you're not getting the praise or the recognition that you probably deserve. But at the same time, I'll always drop this same nugget on people. This is like my introductory nugget that I drop on people that are interested. I always tell them the same thing. They come for the content. They stay because they like you. So if your content is great, they'll find you. It may take a while, but they'll find you. But there's content everywhere on YouTube. When I first started, there wasn't content everywhere, right? So that was the beauty of it, is there weren't a lot of places you could go, but you were a small fish in a massive pond. So they still have to find you. Now it's easier for them to find you, but it's just so many options. It's still hard for them to find you. There's 800,000 people doing football videos and Washington videos. So you have to find a way to separate yourself. What's your niche? What's your lane? What do you do well? The best thing I can tell people is to be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else. Don't try to be something that you're not. Be who you are. And if that is something that people can relate to, they'll keep coming back for more and more and more.
Hell yeah, man. And the cream always rises to the top. Don't try to be
keep rising to the top.
Hell yeah. Right. But I appreciate it, my man Lou. You can go ahead. Everybody already knows where to find you. Go ahead and plug your stuff and we can get out of here for the day, boss.
So, of course, you can find me all over. Just put in Louis T Network wherever you are. But whether it's on IG, I got to be more active on socials. I hate social media, but you can find me on IG at Louis T Network _. You can find me on Twitter at Louis T Network. I'm more active on Twitter than anywhere else. So if you're going to follow me on any of the platforms, that's probably the one you want to follow me the most on. But you can also find me, of course, on YouTube. Louis T Network is where you'll find me. Also have a card collecting channel, card collector series. If you're interested in that, you can find me there as well. So I'm a man that wears various hats. I'm all over the place, but the meat and potatoes of what I do resides on the Louis T Network on YouTube, and that's where you can find all of my content.
Hell yeah, Louis the man, and he sets the bar for guys like myself who are trying to find their own niche and find what they do in these flooded waters. But there's room out there for all of us to eat. Everybody eats, B. Like that's they said, and paid in full.
Paid in full. Everybody eats, B.
Hell yeah, man. Everybody eats, B. I love the game. I love the hustle. I love it. But until next time, keep hailing to the nameless football team, and let's make it 4 in a row. Deuces.